Hello, this is JO83. This is episode 10 of Salvaging Sauber career mode, and this time it is the Hungarian Grand Prix, which I'm not a massive fan of, but it is a decent track, I think, and the Sauber should be alright because there's no part where we're going to be absolutely awful, although I have to say that the Sauber is awful pretty much everywhere. But then onto track optimization test in practice in this Sauber, and it's getting slightly alright now. I've put a few upgrades on there, but it's still the slowest car on the grid by quite a distance, but we do actually get a fully purple lap, I think, for the first time this season. And we easily get the purple score, obviously. But then onto the next practice test, the tyre wear test, and we are quite a long way up into the green score, but not anywhere near the purple really. So 30 resource points for that, and that is decent. And onto the next test, which is the fuel economy. And we're just about in the red, but can I manage to salvage it just by shifting up early, which is basically how you win at this test. And yes, I have done that just about, and we've got the delta as well. So just scraped a green score there, just about, and we have been overtaken by Magnussen as well. So sort of showing how much straight line speed I lost by a short shifting there. But now onto the race strategy program, and I'm a long way up on the delta, and this is going to be the third lap of this program, and that's going to be enough for the purple score, the 50 resource points, as we get 20 for this lap and secure the 50 points. So that's decent. That's going to help us upgrade the car quite a lot, as we've got a pretty good run of practice programs here. And I did this race just after I'd been practicing Hungary time trial for AOR sign-ups, so that is why I might be slightly better than normal, because I'd actually practiced at this track, not because I'm like sweating for career mode or anything. It's just a coincidence that Hungary is one of the time trial tracks for the for AOR, so that's the completely reason. And onto the engine mode, you can see here my control electronics on 81, so I'm going to just upgrade them so that my car actually doesn't blow up halfway through a race. But we've got a decent looking engine at the minute. Unfortunately, we're probably going to have to get some engine penalties later in the season. This is qualifying now, and it's with 3 cents up on my first lap, which is, I'm ahead of Verline already, but can we get ahead of Alonso? Yes, we can. Up into 18th. There's quite a long time left in the session, so I'm going to go for another run. And but actually, I'm going to try another lap here. But Hulkenberg has come out the pits and parked on the apex, and that has cost me any good chance of that lap, really. And yeah, so onto the next run then. Not long left in the session. This is going to be about my last lap, I believe. And coming around the final corner, we're half a second up. That is very decent indeed. But we have been overtaken by Alonso at this point. But can we get ahead of Stoffel van Dorn in this McLaren? And yes, we just about do a 20.7 there, which I don't know how good that is really. I know that in the Mercedes in time trial I was getting 17.7, which is my best lap, so I think that's decent. And let's look at, oh actually, Stoffel van Dorn did overtake me, so I'm 19th place on the grid before the race, but Palmer and the two McLarens and myself and Pascal in the drop zone, and we're only 2.2 seconds off the leaders of the race, so that's not bad. And I think Raikkonen is on pole position with Lewis Hamilton alongside, and I'll leave Crofty to take down the rest of the grid.
Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, and Grosjean, Hulkenberg, Fiat, Ricciardo, and Carlos Sainz, Magnussen, Perez, Felipe Massa, and Stroll, Palmer, Alonso, Sauber, and Esteban Ocon, Verline, and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So the weather you can see on the top of the screen there, it's going to start raining right at the end of the race, but I'm not going to make the same mistake as I did in Austria and just try and do a one stop. But we are going to start on super softs and go on to softs late in the race. But here we go, 5 red lights for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Raikkonen on pole position, and it is quite a long hold, but we're away now, and it's a decent start. It looks like from 17th place. There's a few drivers have penalties, including Ocon behind me, and Verline's got a good start. He's overtaken Ocon already, but can we switch it to the inside now and get into slipstream of Alonso and dive at the inside? Ocon's on my right hand side. He's going to dive it with me. It's going to be about 4 wide. I've gone up into 13th place, but Ocon's still there along the inside, and he's got an unbelievable start from, I think, 19th on the grid up into 12th. I'm going to try and swing it back up the inside of Ocon here, and it's going to be very close stuff, and we've just about done that, I think. We're up into 12th place now, giving Magnussen a little push as well in his Haas, which is not ideal. I don't want to get any front wing damage or anything, but now down towards turn 4, can we get a good run of Magnussen and maybe challenge him? Because obviously on the first lap, AI are pretty weak, and that's my best chance to try and overtake some. But we're going to dive up the inside of Magnussen. That's going to be a very aggressive move, and yes, we've just about barged you off the track. Wheel to wheel contact there with the Dane, but we've just about forced him out, and we're up into 11th place. So that's decent. That is a good start, and we're up into just off the point. So if anyone has issues with mechanical problems, then we're in prime position to get the 10th place and the points in the bag if we can hold on to this position. But obviously the cars behind me are a lot quicker, so they're going to try and overtake me. But you can see now onto lap 5, we've actually pulled away. I think for the first time this season I've got some good pace here. We've pulled away from Magnussen. Unfortunately the top 10 have pulled away as well. I've got about a 3-second gap to Perez and about a 2.5 second gap to Magnussen behind me. But that's a good little gap. I'm up into a clear air in 11th, but can we hold this now? And unfortunately the answer is no. It's now onto lap 10, nothing really happened for the first 9 laps, but now I've got Magnussen right on my tail, and in his Haas car. I think there's another car behind him. I think that might be a Force India maybe of Ocon, but Kvyat has not been able to take it, or he's in the pits rather, so some of the AI pitting already, that's quite early. But Magnussen now is going to have a run at me, and he's going to go get the DRS open as it is lap 11 now, so DRS is well and truly online. But up into 7th place, and Magnussen is going to try and challenge me. He's going to go to the inside. I've gone a late defensive move there, and we've locked up, going to go wide. Magnussen's going to get the undercut move and the over and under switchback, and he's gone at the inside now. And can we hold it as we did with Ocon in lap 1? It's going to be very close stuff with the Dane in his Haas, but we've got the inside line for turn 2, and that is a decent well done move. We forced him out as well, so Ocon's actually the next car behind me now. I've gone wide though. Ocon's going to try and take advantage here. Ocon's up the inside of turn 4. This is not what I like to see, because turn 4 is very narrow. We've just about held it around the outside. Ocon's forced me off, but we've just about held that position up the inside of turn 5 now, and that is still in 11th place, or 7th place rather, as a few cars have pitted. But now Ocon is going to have the DRS open with his Mercedes power, going defensive, almost like Schumacher and Barrichello there, forcing into the pit wall almost, but we're just not even in space. Nothing too bad there. We've made more contact in turn 1. It's very, very argy-bargy stuff here with Esteban Ocon. But we're trying to force it over the curb, but he's got a decent run out of turn 1 into turn 2 now. He's got the outside line, and that should be ours to keep, as the inside line for turn 2 is very important, as it's a very long corner. And now Magnussen has re-overtaken Ocon. He's going to try and look at me now, but on to the end of lap 12, and Magnussen is going to try and get a good run out of the final corner. My tyres are getting towards the end of the life. Magnussen's on softs, which he started on, so they're going to have a little bit better condition at the minute. But Magnussen's going to switch to the outside line here, and he's going to quite easily take that position. I tried and force him to stop him, but Ocon is also going to have the DRS, and he's going to go around the inside. And can we hold it around the outside now? Magnussen's locked up a little bit, but that won't affect him too badly, as he's got a decent exit on those not fresher, but younger soft tyres in terms of their lifespan. But now Ocon's going to try back around the outside of turn 2, and we've just about tried to force him out, and once again the inside line really paying off. And Ricciardo has overtaken Ocon as well. This is going to be close stuff with him, because he's going to be very impatient now. Daniel Ricciardo, is he going to try and go inside of turn 4? Please don't. It's so dangerous, but Ricciardo is going for it. And can we hold it? It's completely forced me off track. No space left there, and I'm going to hold that position because Ricciardo completely barged me off there. But luckily we've held that position, still in 8th place. But obviously Ricciardo, we're not really racing him. He's already made a pit stop, and we haven't. And now on to lap 13, we are going to make a pit stop on this lap, and that is going to let a lot of the cars behind me pass, as we had about a 5-car trade after my tyres sort of went off the cliff a little bit after the early success we had in the first stint. But now we're down to 14th already. Can we stay ahead of Van Dorn? No, we can't, I don't think, but he hasn't pitted yet, so we're still basically ahead of him. Massa has pitted, as you can see at the top left. By coming into the pit box, can Sauber give me a good pit stop? Let's pit now onto the soft tyres, and it's going to be a 2.4, very good pit stop there. And I've not been bottling the pit exit very much lately, which is good to see, because obviously for league racing and stuff, if I bottle the pit exit, it's going to cost me an awful lot. But now onto coming out of pits rather, and I'm in 18th place, but a few cars ahead of me haven't pitted yet. But Carlos Sainz has, but he's on super soft, so he's on a 2-stop strategy, I believe. But now onto lap 18, you can see ahead of me, Sainz is right behind. I think that's Lance Stroll, who I believe has a mechanical issue, or he's just driving very badly. But we're up into 15th, and Sainz is right in the back of Stroll, and Stroll is holding him up massively. I think he must have like a MGUK failure or something, because he's driving so slowly in a straight line. You can see here Sainz is easily going to get alongside him and past him before turn 1, and I think Stroll must have an issue, so that means another position should be gained for me, as his Williams is not working very well, and that makes the Sauber actually better than a car on the track, which is quite impressive really. But Stroll, can we close up through turn 1 and turn 2 now? You can just see how much visibly we've closed up already to Stroll, and Sainz is already pulling away, so that kind of shows that Kimi Raikkonen is out of the race though, the championship leader, who I believe was winning the race as well. That is calamities there, and the virtual safety cars come out. So can we use this to our advantage? Obviously it's going to gain me a position because Raikkonen was ahead of me, but with virtual safety cars ending now, can we get a good run on Stroll here? And around the outside of the second last corner, and we've got the Delta on our side, and we're right side by side with Stroll. Can we just get ahead of him? Yes, we can. And it's going to be wheel-to-wheel stuff around the final corner and back to green flag racing. And there is Raikkonen, I believe, on the outside of the track there you saw on the left-hand side. But now can we close it on Carlos Sainz? Obviously he's on super soft, so it's probably going to be a challenge, but we do seem to have quite a bit of pace. You saw in the race how he pulled away from all of the cars behind me, like Magnussen, Ocon, a few of the I believe one of the Force Indias was in that group as well. Ocon and maybe Perez was ahead of me, but I don't really know. There's a lot of cars that we pulled away of, is what I'm trying to get at. But now onto lap 24, a few laps later, and we're up into the points again. There's a few more cars pitted, and here comes Grosjean trying to overtake me with his French. His baguette is going to go right at the inside here, and he's going to try and take that position. We've broken very, very late, and we've not locked up actually. That was a very good braking zone for me, and we're up into 8. There's another car was in the pit, so Massa now is overtaking Grosjean as well. So can we hold it off now until about 25, the end of the lap? And Massa with his Williams, his Mercedes straight line speed OP engine, is going to try and overtake me down to turn 1. But can we go defensive? And Massa is going to switch to the outside, and we've just about tried to hold the inside, but Massa's kind of just driven straight past me. But can we lunge it back up the inside? Pascal's in the pits, I think that's his second stop, but Massa is not going to hold it around the outside there. We've just about forced him out, and we're still in 8th place, so points could be on here. There's only 9 laps remaining, and we're going to the end. So yeah, it's a realistic chance of getting some more points. Obviously, we haven't had any since Canada, and we got 9th in China, I believe, and 5th or 6th in Canada. So it'd be very good if we can get more points here. Massa's going to go on the outside of turn 4. Can we hold up the inside? Yes, we can. Bit of aggressive move there from Massa. I would never go for a move to turn 4 because it's just too dangerous. So I'm gonna just tell him, well, show him with my driving where to go and just not overtake me there, because I'm not having any of it. But now he's going to overtake me once again into turn 1, it looks like, with his DRS. Can we squeeze him to the inside as we did with Ocon earlier in the race? And it's very, very close. Massa is just about squeezed through though, and we're in a slipstream now. Can we dive from it back up the inside? He didn't have DRS open for some reason, but that has allowed us to get back up the inside into Sauber and back up into 8th place. And Massa is now side by side with, I think, Grosjean again. But Hulkenberg is 15 seconds up the road, so it looks like 8th is the best I'm going to get. But now onto like 28, 1 lap later again. And Massa's going to go up the inside of the second last corner this time. I've got a lot of oversteer on these quite worn softs, but Massa has just about got that. We're going to lunge it back up the inside of the final corner. He's had to leave me space, but he's going to get a much better exit there. And unfortunately, it looks like Massa's going to drive away from me now, unless I can get back up the inside of turn 1. But there's a car on the left-hand side. Who is that? I believe it's Sebastian Vettel, so it's at the second Ferrari, and that means Grosjean can't overtake me because of the yellow flags, which is lucky. But still, that means Sebastian Vettel is out of the race, and that's a double retirement for the Ferrari team. That is calamities. So that is not going very well for them, the championship leaders, I believe, and the constructors and the drivers. But now to lap 30, you can see it started to rain, and the rain has well and truly arrived here. Grosjean is right behind me. Massa's pulled away a 5-second gap in just like 3 laps or so. But now it's lap 31, the DRS is still able, the track has a lot of grip still to give, but we're going to dive at the inside of Grosjean, force him out in the inside of turn 1. The inside line is obviously very important there, and that has made us retain at 8th place for now as Vettel retired, as I said. And now it's lap 34, just 2 laps remaining, and I've actually pulled away from Grosjean a little bit because in these conditions the AI just don't know how to drive really, but it's obviously very hard for me to drive as well, as shown here, as I've just locked up there, slid off the track, cut the chicane. I've not gained any time though because I'm just sliding about all over the place. But these conditions are actually very, very, very challenging. I can't reiterate that enough really. And through this middle sector, it's literally, I think you'd be faster on a bike at this point, as these cars are going so slowly in this tight twisty section with how wet the track's getting. I think in hindsight it would have been worth pitting on the end of lap 33 for Inters, just how slow I'm going. That's 16 seconds down on my best lap. Obviously that is very very much, and I've got a lot of oversteer again, and Grosjean's going to try up the inside. He's made contact with me. Grosjean and myself make contact. I don't know how I kept out of the wall there. I'm going to go side by side into the second last corner. I've slid off the track almost, but we're going to hold it around the outside and just about swing, do a switchback, get the inside. We got a good exit there. Now Lewis Hamilton's won the race, and onto the final few corners here, and Ocon is right behind me now. I think Grosjean pitted for intermediates on the end of lap 34, which was questionable because that actually meant he got lapped. But I've gone wide again. Ocon's gone at the inside. Can we hold it with Esteban Ocon? And just about we have done, but Ocon is going to try it around the outside, looks like, but we've slid massively wide. I've just like full opposite lock through the left-hander. That is not what you want to see really, but I've just about hold it. And Magnussen's overtaken Ocon as well. Magnussen on his fresh super softs, but that doesn't really matter at this point. It's just who can get grip anywhere. And I've just about coming across the line. It's going to be 8th place, it looks like, unless I lose it now. But yes, Magnussen is too far behind. 8th place in the Hungarian Grand Prix, so more points for Sauber. That is lovely, just what I want to see, and that is very nice indeed. And Lewis Hamilton actually won his first race of the season, so it's taken him almost, well, we are at the halfway point of the season, and Hamilton has just won the first race, so no wins in the first half of the season. Bottas in second, I believe that's the first 1-2 for Mercedes as well. And Max Verstappen in third. Obviously the Ferraris both dropped out, so it's going to be a Red Bull, and this time it is Max Verstappen on the podium, I believe, for maybe the second time this season, so decent result for him. But Hamilton and Mercedes very pleased, and yeah, that is decent, and he'll close back the gap to the two Finns who have been dominating this championship really, Bottas and Raikkonen. Obviously Bottas in second and Raikkonen DNF, so that's good for Hamilton. And results then, Hamilton, Bottas, Verstappen, and Ricciardo, Perez, Hulkenberg, Massa in the next few cars, and myself in 8th, and Kevin Magnussen and Esteban Ocon rounding out the points, with my team at Pascal actually beating quite a few drivers there in 15th place. That's decent for him. and my fastest lap was pretty much identical to Pascal, so that just shows kind of had the rubbing green a little bit. And Pascal, I'm pretty sure he can get points later in the season, but onto the standings, we are at 13th place. We've closed the gap to Palmer and broken away from Ocon and Magnus a little bit, and in constructors we're still in 9th, not too far behind Toro Rosso actually, so that's decent. But that is going to be coming towards the end of the video, getting some results points and stuff, and the first driver bonus, as we did become first driver recently, and Magnussen has destroyed me in the rivalry, so that's not going very well. But now onto the reputation. People have started liking me again, luckily. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you did enjoy, leave a like on it, subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J83, and I will see you next time.